question is, can we tear up soul contracts? This is coming from a question that was in the comments from one of the June readings. And the reading was talking about getting things out of your life that don't serve you anymore, specifically people. And so in certain relationships that aren't going well, it's not really working anymore, to let those go, get those out of your life so that you can move on and allow some great relationships into your life, kind of thing. And the question was, well, what if it's sort of a soul contract? Can you get those people out of your life? Can you tear up a soul contract? I'm one of those big believers in beliefs really kind of determining what happens. I've had so many experiences where on the conscious level I could want things, or I could think I was going after things. I could believe that I could accomplish things intellectually, but it's very different depending on what you believe. So I'm a firm believer in beliefs. So as far as tearing up a soul contract, there's a lot that you would need to sort of be lined up, I believe, with that, where first of all you'd have to believe in soul contracts. You'd probably have to then believe in some kind of maybe past lives, a higher energy at work, God, spirit at work, and that contracts are made sort of in the spirit realm before we come down here to earth. Personally, I do believe that there are some contracts that we make, some sort of goals that we have for this particular life journey that we come down here to live. So, and I do believe that there are contracts between people on the soul side before we come down. But I also know that in sort of daily living here on earth, we make contracts all the time, sometimes in writing and sometimes just sort of energetically understood. If you have soul contracts from previous lifetimes where maybe you had some kind of a contract, some kind of an agreement with somebody in that lifetime here on earth, during that lifetime, and then one of you maybe passed away so that the contract couldn't be fulfilled, it's still there, I think, in your sort of DNA. It's still there, sort of floating in the Akashic records, in the energy spectrum between you and this person. So I do believe that those kind of contracts can be sort of torn up, deleted, because you're not in that lifetime anymore. It wouldn't even apply to this lifetime if it was created in a previous lifetime. But as far as any soul contracts that are created prior to this particular lifetime, for your soul's journey in this lifetime, there it gets a little tricky to my intellect, that you would be able to just tear it up. I would imagine that some people believe that you can. Some people may believe that you can't. It's been my experience with some of the people that really felt like soul circumstances, soul relationships, contract-wise, in reference to what this person is asking about. A soul contract in a relationship that is not working and you're wanting it to end. If there's a soul contract with it, can I just tear it up and have it end? Otherwise, there might be some sense of feeling like you're stuck in this contract. For me, my experience was that I was not able to sort of tear it up and just simply walk away. To me, it was sort of made clear by the universe that there were lessons to learn, and those bigger lessons of my soul's kind of journey needed to be learned, that I was not able to just walk away, tear up the contract. I tried. I tried many times. I really felt like I could. So there's beliefs again. I really believed intellectually that I could just tear this up and have it just sort of magically dissipate and go away. But there was definitely things that I needed to learn from that. And I can say that now because I learned them. And as soon as I did, the relationship dissipated. So, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm so glad that I learned what I learned. Now, now looking back on it, it wasn't fun at the time. But now looking back on it, I wouldn't want to trade it. So, some soul contracts I think you can tear up. Some I think you might want to consider that maybe there's something really powerful for you in the sort of learning what the contract might be about, and having your soul sort of learn what it can learn from that relationship before it goes away. I hope that helps. This is just my opinion based on my experience, based on a bit of research that I've done with looking at other sort of horoscopes and energy workers and healers. Some will do meditations for you to help you tear up contracts or release them, to let them go. For me, I think sort of from now on, if I find or if I feel, even with higher sensitivities now, that it is some kind of a soul contract, I'll probably surrender more into it to see if I can find the gold, see if I can find the gems inside of it, so that it can dissipate on its own. The other thing is that there's two people involved, so you might tear up the contract, but they may not. Just by sort of logic of an actual literal contract in this life down here, if say a contract is in writing and you each have a copy and you tear up yours, that doesn't mean they're tearing up theirs. So I don't, I think depending on what the contract is, when it was made, how serious it is in terms of soul growth, soul learning, you may or may not even want to tear it up. I hope that helps.